Why do people never believe me when I tell them I've seen hundreds of shooting stars in my life? You don't see them if you live anywhere near a city. If your friends live in urban areas, they might never have seen more than the brightest stars in the sky. Light pollution makes the night sky uninterested. Few people gaze at the city sky. I can testify that people who've never lived under a dark sky have no idea what's going on overhead because there's nothing for them to see. My ex, who was a very smart RN, had no idea there were more than a few stars in the sky. She had lived in cities all her life until I took her on a road trip out west at night. It just wasn't something that ever got her attention. She thought that images you see of the Milky Way weren't real and that you could see it with the naked eye. I think it fried her brain for a little bit when she saw it. I've had astronomy professors tell me that every semester there are university students who are surprised to learn the moon is sometimes visible during daytime. If they can't notice something as big as the moon in the sky, it's no surprise they haven't seen shooting stars. A lot of people are in places with severe light pollution and/or haven't spent much time stargazing. I think it also heavily depends on whether or not you follow the news about upcoming meteor showers. I've seen hundreds in one night. Most people don't look up just like in the movie. Most people think about a big deal event like Halley's Comet when you mention shooting stars, not the little blips that you might see in a clear night sky. I've seen loads also. They don't look up enough. I once counted hundreds in a single night during a meteor shower. I dunno, people just need to patiently look to the sky at night outside of the city. I believe you. As a kid, we were camping in East Dakota in the middle of nowhere. We could still see the highway in the distance. I was looking up, enjoying the sky and regularly seeing shooting stars. My mom could never look long enough and never saw any. I'm sure I've seen hundreds too. But yes, most people have not stargazed. Even when camping, there are issues of trees and also that people often hang around the fire at night. Or any camping is still in an area impacted by light pollution. This map on light pollution matches up with population distribution https://darkskyfinder.com equals 23,439.p-98.p. I was lucky to live in a very sparsely populated area with almost no light pollution, so I have seen many shooting stars. What is a bit more rare is I was once riding on a country road late at night with my mom about 30 years ago, when our surroundings lit up almost like daytime for a second or two, and it was because of a huge meteor that we saw that was near us. That shit was crazy, and I don't expect to ever see something like that again, but I sure hope I do. Because if you've lived anywhere that isn't like a heavily rural area, you've probably not seen many. I've literally seen a single shooting star in my life, and it was during a basically meteor shower that was basically dominating the news in my area, because of how rarely we get to see those types of phenomenon. It might be that they live in areas with a lot of smog and light pollution. I grew up in a pretty rural area, and I could see the Milky Way almost every night, and if you looked long enough you'd see something streak across the sky. Things slowly started building up, the closest city grew and developed, and now you can't really see stars anymore. The majority of the population lives in large cities where you can't see them. Many people live in more urban areas with a lot of light pollution, where even if you stare at the night sky for days you'll never see a shooting star. I had friends like this. My parents live in rural upstate New York, and my friends were from NYC, Baltimore, and Philly. The first time they came up to visit, many were truly shocked by the number of stars you can see, and shocked by how easy it is to see shooting stars if you just watch the sky. Bro, those are just airplanes. Everywhere I live there is too much light pollution to see regular stars, let alone shooting ones. Probably a bunch of people that just don't know any better. Things are definitely looking up for you.